So let me talk about today. So today I am supposed to be at Regal Autosport getting the Golf GTE remapped. However, today didn't go as planned. You see, Regal Autosport have been doing some work on their dyno this week. They did an upgrade and they had to wait for some parts to come. Long story short, the dyno is not quite ready. So they need to recalibrate it. That's going to take a little bit of a time to do that, to get that just right. And rather than take the car down there, because they were willing to do the remap, but I really want to be able to show the difference in power. So basically the before and after, so we can really sort of see the gains that we're getting, other than just tell you, hey, the car's been remapped and wow, it feels great. So we decided to call off today's shoot, and we're going to do that next week. So next Monday we will bring you the remap of the car, of the GTE, and we'll also be able to get it on the dyno to see what it's producing now. So that leaves me in a bit of a dilemma as to what to do today. And then it suddenly came to me, well, actually still got to finish off the TT and get it running nice and smooth. So that's what I did. In fact, let me show you what I got. So I went and bought myself two new injectors, two Bosch injectors for the car. Now, some of you were saying, well, why don't you just get the original injectors cleaned? And I did think about doing that, but I'm sure those injectors aren't working. In fact, the two that are in there, I question their reliability, so I may just change them out as well, since I've done two. I bought these off me, but they're brand new injectors. They cost me £36 each, and I think that's a fair price. So I replaced them. So let's see that work continue now and make sure that it works, and then we'll take it from there. So a quick recap from last week. So last week we discovered that this injector and this injector, actually this injector and this injector, does not work. So we need to replace them, and we have our replacements right here. Two brand new injectors that should fix our problem. Now, I had a couple of comments from people saying, why don't you just get them clean? That will fix them. But I wanted to repair them because I suspect that these are permanently damaged, because I cleaned them using my ultrasonic cleaner, and well, I paid £36 for original OEM ones. It makes sense to just buy new ones, so I did. So we're going to replace them. We're going to see if that fixes the issue, and then that means that the car should run properly. That's the theory, and that's the whole reason why. And then if the car runs properly, it means that we can actually put the front of this car back together and get the car running again, which it hasn't done all summer because of this issue. Yes, and of course the GTE, which distracted me. Right, let's first of all just remind, no, we're just going to get on and replace those failed ones, and then we're going to take it from there. Right, so injectors are now on. Now here's a fiery test. We should see all four injectors fire up, so let's see what happens. Excellent. That's it. all 4 in fire, so we are fixed. So now we just need to reassemble the injectors back in their place, then test the car and see if it fires up nice and runs nice and smooth. Right, so injectors are now all in place. We're going to fire up the car. Hopefully she'll run nice and smooth, and if she does, we can then put the spark plug. Actually, I need to change the spark plugs as well, so we'll do that at one time. And there it is, runs absolutely perfect. I am so pleased. Right, okay, so with that now all sorted, what we can do is we now can put the bumper back on, because this has been down for ages, and we can also dress up the leads that go into the coil packs, because at the moment they're all stripped back, as you can see. They do need taping up, some of them, so I'm going to do that, but I don't need to cut them because they're absolutely fine. And I did a test with them and they all came back okay, which is what led me to think that it has to be the injectors. But now that that's in place and working perfectly, I'm so pleased. I can now put these back in and then get them sorted. So we'll do those next. We'll then get the front sorted. We might even take this car for a little bit of a test drive. So the first job we're going to do now is we're going to take out these plugs and replace them. So I bought some Bosch plugs, the 3-prong ones, nothing special. Should have bought some NGK, but I didn't. So we'll put these Bosch in, and then we'll tape up these cables that are slightly afray with some electrical tape. Now, a lot of you will be saying that I should be sealing these with the old socks, and then, you know, the I can't remember what they're called now, but putting the old seal on and heat shrinking them. Ordinarily I would, but that would involve me cutting the cable. So I would have to cut the cable first, put the sleeve on there, and then heat shrink it down. And by cutting the cable, I compromise the link in the first instance. These cables are just frayed where the plastic has cut. So by putting electrical tape over there, we're maintaining the original join, and electrical tape will do exactly the same job, just not heated. And because we're going to be putting it inside of this, it's going to be sitting inside here and sealed. Actually, putting electrical tape over there will make it a lot easier to do that, because when you heat shrink a sleeve on there, it actually makes it stiff, and that makes it more difficult to manipulate. So first thing, plugs, then we're going to sort this out. These are the 3 plugs that I've taken off. If you look at them, they are quite sooty and they look like they've been running rich, but that's because of the state of the injectors that were in there. So the 4th one, the first one I never took out, but I will take it out just to give it a clean. But we'll put the new ones in and we should be okay running it going forward. So that's the new one. That one's actually okay. It's not dirty at all, not sooty, because this one was not subjected to the lack of fuel. So that's okay. We don't have to do anything. I'll give it a little bit of a clean, but it should be okay. Right, so we've repaired all the HT leads, and you can see all the repairs that we had to do, quite a lot actually. But that's after I untangled all the tape. So this is all taped up originally, but now that we've untangled it, we've seen where all the breaks are, and that's just where the cable has just gone brittle over years because of the old blankets that they used to put over these things, and with the heat, and plus with the shield on top, there's a lot of heat in this area here, so eventually the rubber will just go hard and brittle. Anyway, that's all repaired now. So it looks a bit unsightly, but when it's in the sleeve, it will look better. So let's feed it in there now. I won't show that on camera because it's just time lapse of me putting it in, but I'll show you the results in about 2 seconds.
1 hour later.
And there you go, all finished. How much nicer does that look? Yeah, it looks much better, doesn't it? So this bit here, if you're wondering where that came from, this is from a Mark II GTI, and you can get this from Awesome GTI on their website. It's about £34. It's a genuine Audi part, and all the cable goes in here. I warn you now, if you go down this route, it is a nightmare to get in. It took me what appears to be 2 seconds to you. It took me the best part of an hour to get the cable in there. You do need to unravel it as well. So it comes all taped up. You need to get rid of all that tape, and then you got to feed all the cable through, and then it goes through there. I'll put some red tape at the end there. Don't know why I did that. I'm going to take it off because it looks unsightly, but once it's in, as you can see, it looks much better, much neater, and it actually protects the cable, so it provides it some protection from this pipe. I'll see how we go with this, see how much heat actually comes off this pipe here, because this is a charged pipe. And then, because I may need to put some kind of shielding underneath it, I may need to put some gold wrap around here to protect this from the excess amount of heat, but we'll let time be the best teller of that. Okay, fine, so that's all done. I just tested the car to see if it runs fine, so we haven't damaged any cables in the process of putting that in. It does run fine, so now we can look at the next stage, which is to put the front back on. So we'll do that. I just got to connect up the radiators, not the radiators, the fans, because they're disconnected at that end. But yeah, we'll get the front on, and then maybe we might even get it down on the wheels. It's up on jacks at the moment. Let's see how we go.
Enchanté.
Right, so the TT is sorted. I'm not taking it for a spin today because it's getting a bit late in the day, but we will be coming back to this because we've got a few things that we need to add to the TT. But the main thing is that it's now up and running and working, and starts literally, let me get the key out, first time, which is brilliant. Let's just put it in. Get the key in, turn it over. There you go. Starts up straight away, which is perfect. So we've got a few things that we're going to do to the TT. The center console there, that's all going to come out, and we've got a brand new system going in there. which is got CarPlay, etc. So we're going to bring CarPlay to the TT, and some general tidying up that needs to be done on this to bring it back up to its former glory. So lots of things to do, but not yet. Our next episode, we're definitely going to be on the GTE, because we want to see the power gains that we get from that. So, but the main thing is that the TT is alive and running, and we just need to get her back on the road. Plus I need to insure her as well, because she's not insured. Okay, so there you go. TT now works. So now we just got to take it for a little bit of a test run, and I'm sure it's going to be fine. It sounds so much more healthier than it did before, which is good. Although I probably will, like I mentioned in the beginning, replace the other 2 injectors, so we've got a matching set of new injectors. It makes sense. Okay, so next week we will be back on the GTE, all things going well, and we'll get it on the rolling road, and that'll be a bit more of an interesting episode. And you probably noticed that we've not really got our winter project underway, because we're changing a little bit of direction, but more of that on another episode. Yeah, but in the meantime, in the next couple of weeks, we're going to have a couple of midweek episodes coming up, because we've got some products that we need to test. I've got a backlog of stuff that needs to be tested, and I've got a new OBD test that I want to put to its paces before I produce a video. So that'll be a midweek one. In the meantime, don't forget to subscribe down here if you're a casual viewer, and click on the bell notification so you're notified as to when we release a new video. And all the tools that we use you can see in our Amazon store as well, so please feel free to go and browse that if you see anything that you like that we've been using. In the meantime, we will see you on the next one.